Hi, welcome to my channel 10 Years Younger. Today we're going to be talking about radio frequency and fat loss. So radio frequency is a modality where you would heat the lower layers of your skin to a temperature between 40 to 60 degrees. That makes your skin tighten, it boosts collagen production, and it also kills off some fat cells. So there's two different reasons why someone may use radio frequency. It could be because they want to get rid of fat on their stomach or their thighs, or it could be because they want to tighten the skin on their face and their neck, not realizing that one of the side effects could be fat loss in their face. And fat loss in your face as you get older is definitely something that you want to avoid because it makes us look haggard, and if you have got lines then they're much more pronounced. So I've had a lot of comments on my radio frequency videos, which I've done in the past, where people are saying, oh no, I've heard this is dangerous because you lose fat, and so I really wanted to make a video addressing this. So I've been using radio frequency skin tightening for a couple of years. I can't say that I've lost fat in my face, but then again, I didn't scientifically measure the fat 2 years ago compared with now, so I don't really know. But one thing I do know is that I don't want to lose any more fat. So there have been a lot of studies into radio frequency and fat loss, and I'm going to link the studies below so you can read for yourself. But the thing is that firstly, all the participants in these studies were women. They all had cellulite and they were focusing on fat loss on the buttocks and the thighs. So for me as a man who doesn't have cellulite, who's thinking about my face, not my thighs, that doesn't really help me. But what's interesting is the summary of this study, which says, in summary, it seems that radio frequency is a safe and relatively effective method for improving skin appearance and decreasing subcutaneous fat, especially in the abdomen and thighs. So subcutaneous fat is the fat under your skin. So they're saying, yes, this does kill fat cells. There aren't any studies of fat loss on the face. So I personally am kind of thinking, do I want to continue with radio frequency? But if you have a rounder face, if you have a lot of fat on your face and you're wanting to slim it down, then it may be a great way for you to do that. So I'm going to do an experiment over the next few weeks. So I'm going to use my radio frequency machine on my stomach and my love handles where I have excess fat to see whether there is any fat loss. So if there is, then I may stop using it on my face altogether. But it's funny because when people have said, oh, radio frequency will melt away fat, I've always said to them, well, if there's a machine, you can just simply rub against your tummy and the fat disappears. Everybody would know about it and someone would be a billionaire, and everyone would have one of these machines. There'd be no personal trainer and no gyms because it'd be so easy to get rid of fat. If it was that easy, then radio frequency would be absolutely massive, and it isn't, but I may be proved wrong. So I'm going to try this over the next few weeks and I will update you, so stay tuned. The most unpleasant thing is putting this cold gel. It's really, really cold and it's really unpleasant. It's so cold. And then this as well, when you start, this is cold as well. So the two fatty areas I'm doing is my tummy, and on one side I'm doing this love handle area. Then I can compare as to whether this is working or not. I've been using this roughly every 5 or 6 days, and I've been treating each area for 20 minutes because that's scientifically what they do in these kind of experiments. You do this for 20 minutes in each area. Just run the probe, and it's on the maximum setting, number 5, over the fatty areas in your abdomen or your thighs or wherever you have the fat, and you use Anagel just to enable this to move over your skin. This is an ultrasound gel. If you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell below. So the next section is much, much more tricky. So again, you put this really cold gel on first, and you have to stand in front of a mirror so you can see what you're doing, and it's really tricky to hold the machine, so you just have to kind of keep swapping hands. So I'm working on this fatty area here, but also right round here on this fatty area on my back. which goes right up here. If you have used radiofrequency for fat loss at home, then please let me know if you've found a better method or technique to do this. So it's not a huge difference, but there is a difference there. So there's slightly less fat here, and this feels firmer than it does on that side. So on this kind of area here, you can see there's kind of a roll of fat. And on this side, there's a slight roll of fat here as well, but this is less visible. It's kind of, it has killed off this fat. And notice this kind of little fatty bit here. And this is a side which has been treated. You can see that's different. Can you see there's less fat there? If you compare this area here, it looks quite toned compared to this. There's some fatty bits there. So yeah, I mean, look at that. And then look at that, you can see that's less. So yeah, it has worked. Not like hugely majorly though. So when I measure around here, it's 95, just about 95. So when I started it was 96. So 1 centimetre has been taken off, which is not huge, but I suppose it's better than nothing. But then again, if I treated both sides, then that would be 2 centimetres. So as a conclusion, I would not buy a radiofrequency home device for fat loss. For skin tightening, definitely, 100% yes, it works because I've used it for a couple of years. But for fat loss, I would go and have a treatment in a salon or a spa because their machine is more powerful, it's bigger, it will give you better results in a shorter space of time, and it's less awkward and it's more comfortable for you. Now, regarding fat loss on the face, the studies prescribed using the probe over each area for 20 minutes. So you'd use 20 minutes here, then 20 minutes here, and 20 minutes here. Now, when I was using radiofrequency, did my whole face and neck in 35 minutes. I wasn't following what they said, so I would say theoretically there wasn't really much fat loss from using this device. So if you want to continue using radiofrequency but you're not sure about the fat loss, then just don't keep it in one place for longer than 5 minutes. However, for myself, I'm going to stop using radiofrequency, even though there's a small risk of killing off fat cells. It's a risk I don't want to take. I want to maintain that volume in my face. Now, if you have a big round face and you definitely want to get rid of that fat, if you're in your 20s and you're quite young, I wouldn't use radiofrequency because as you get older, you may well regret killing off that fat, and then maybe you're going to have to replace that with filler when you get to 40. When I lose weight, if I go on a diet, if I lose too much weight, my friends and family will say, no, it's too much, you need to start eating again. Fine, I can eat more calories and then the fat comes back. With radiofrequency, when you kill the fat cell, it's gone forever. So it's not a temporary fix or something you can get back. However, if you're in your 40s and you've obviously started the aging process and your face is still round and fat and you want to get rid of those fat cells, definitely try radiofrequency because you have fat cells, you can afford to lose. Now, I really hope this video you found helpful. If you've got any questions or comments, please put them below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, and thank you very much for watching.